lot about this and bringing the deck to this weekend European World Championship qualifier. Yeah, let's see if here his opponent Marco, especially, I really feel like when you play against such a deck, well, you really need to be careful where and how to activate your interruptions, because, you know, otherwise you could be punished.
Yeah, definitely. This is not something that you have tested for. It's something that caught the attention of many, of course, on Friday, but then, you know, is that really enough to adjust, learn what the deck does and learn how to play against it? I really doubt it. So this is why I think Danilo has been so successful, and we'll see if it will be enough. It's only 2 more rounds remaining, and if one of these 2 duelists manages to win them, they are more likely guaranteed to be in the top 8.
Yeah, Danilo was thinking in response to the activation, it looks fine, and then here he goes for the OG invocation.
Yeah.
Which is great because, as a reminder, the card can also banish the monsters from your opponent's graveyard as well to perform a fusion summon.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's one of those cards that I guess lived through the test of time, as you can also activate it more than once per turn, and definitely doesn't look like a card that is about 10 years old.
And here brings another card which was released on the Chaos Origin, the Baron.
Yep.
Very nice interactions here from Danilo. When the card gets special summon, you can add 1 essentially Gamma Summon or Spirit of Artifice from the deck to the hand. And then you can banish a monster from either graveyard.
Now we get Artemis on the field. This was also a tool that used to be relevant for exactly for this reason, because we can access the Alistair Link version of the card, which requires different types and attributes. It's really incredible to see this deck doing so well. Now we go over, just summon, you could say, one of the boss monsters of the deck. Taking a look at the extra deck, and this is one of the most powerful interaction that the deck offers.
Yeah, is the Hyper Invoked Aeon that Danilo brought up to the field. It's once again another card being released from Chaos Origins. I mean, we have mentioned it, I don't know, plenty of time this week, and it's just how good the set is, essentially. It's just way too good.
No, exactly, because, you know, extra deck manipulation is usually nowadays involving giving cards back, while the Hyper Invoked Aeon doesn't give the cards back, they are just banished. And so, you know, free cards of your choice that, you know, can just be game winning against most strategies nowadays.
Yeah, because essentially you just get to look at your opponent's extra deck, and it's great, you know. And because here you also bring up to the field the Oceanus.
Yeah. Or as our colleagues call it, Oceanus. then we revealed that it was actually, you know, Latin based. And this is also a really good card that again turns this deck, as it has always been, more of a defensive deck, I would say. Even though you have the option when going second to push a lot of damage, you have this sort of cards like the Caliga and you know, in this case Oceanos, to just take a defensive approach and just shut down the game.
I think here they're just checking with the judges how Viracam was used to link summon Artemis.
Yeah, because it requires. And now we are gonna rewind the game back, as you're seeing, because Artemis, the Link 1 monster that I'm gonna bring up on screen, requires a spellcaster monster. Indeed, and instead we have used the Viracam, which is an illusion. So yeah, I mean, a lot of rewinding. Luckily, it seems like it will be possible to do so. Of course, Danilo is gonna receive a warning, and so hopefully, you know, in case that hasn't happened before, it penalty won't be upgraded. It doesn't look like it will be. I mean, sometimes, you know, can happen to the best. But yeah, that's a lot of effects at this point. I guess we can go back to us in the meantime while we waited for the judges to solve back the situation. I mean, again, as mentioned, they are just trying to go through the plays. It was a lot of action, we could say. And, you know, if possible, they will try to just go back to the starting point of, you know, this impressive combo by Danilo, but, you know, just a crucial, let's say, mistake can lead to a very different outcome. In this case, it was, you know, this Viracam being summoned and then used for the Link 1, Artemis, which requires a spellcaster monster, and instead the Viracam is an illusion. So, you know.
Yeah, they're just rewinding here the situation a little bit, just because there have been a lot of different plays in this turn, so they just want to make sure that that is rewindable indeed. But yeah, I mean, just to mention that there's, you know, with the release of Chaos Origin, there are also a lot of different cards that have been released recently. So, you know, this may happen, you know, just small details that, you know, thankfully have been spotted by our judges at the table. In general, I really feel like this has been a very particular weekend, thanks especially to the release of this new set, because if on one hand it's true that we have seen a lot of Light and Darkness ritual decks at the top tables, including, you know, also on our future matches area, playing with Branded or Azamina. On the other hand, I also feel like that thanks to Danilo, especially, there will be, you know, duelists actually trying the Invoke deck and seeing how powerful the deck is, especially because, you know, he proved us, you know, on Friday how powerful the deck was, just, you know, by being undefeated. And here, in general, I really feel like, you know, it's also a recognition of just when, you know, going X2 with the last remaining 2 rounds, you know, showing that the deck is consistent or strong. And yeah, on the other hand, I mean, I really feel like he really had a very good meta call, you know, for this event.
Yeah. I mean, again, let's say that he has done his job, his homework for this event, no matter what. His goal coming into here just for everyone else outside of the trophy, of course, was qualifying to the World Championship. For many, that's an even bigger goal, the one-in-a-lifetime experience that I think anyone playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Dreams of. And so Danilo has already achieved this. Of course, anything more than that will be, I think, taken gladly. But if he is to lose out from here on, I don't think it matters much since he will already join, you know, the World Championship in Tokyo, which will be at the end of August. And you know, now it's Marco who is trying to do the same. And as we've shown, you know, Italians are doing really well on top of the nationality breakdown. But it's going to be interesting to see how that changes again in the top 8. Because as a reminder, we will be showing the matches that are decisive to go to the World Championship. But for